This is episode 36 of Talking Real Estate with Lauren. Do you know how you hold title? So on this episode of Talking Real Estate with Lauren, I wanted to bring Giovanna on with us because she knows a few things. So let me give you some background on why we're doing this episode. So we always are talking about ways for you to buy your home, sell your home properly, all of that. But what happens when you have your home and something bad happens, right? Everything lies on title. You know, whether your house is paid off or not, everything lies on how you took title of your home. Recently, we've had more than we'd like to share clients or family members of clients who have passed away and have not had title held in the proper form or the proper vesting, we would say, for their family to not have issues in either, you know, taking over the property, selling the property, or doing whatever they need to do. We're talking about family. Sometimes it's a wife, right? So husband passes away and a wife has no rights to the property without going to court. So this has happened one too many times, and we really want to bring to your attention the importance of title and how we can help you. So Joe, tell us a little bit about title and what people should know, and do they even know, basically?
No. So that's what I find is when you are in the process of buying a home or refinancing a house, I see a lot of times people are not so much paying attention to the paperwork,
right,
which is fine. They're excited about the bigger things, the move-in date, the getting the furniture, the, you know, starting your life. Starting your life in this house. And unfortunately, a lot of times they don't understand that they chose how to hold their vesting, which means how they're holding title. And when you are married, or if you're buying a house without your spouse because of some kind of credit issue or for whatever reason, you take it by yourself, which is fine. You got into the property, which was the point. But you never went back and added your spouse back in. And that's where the issue arises, is if something were to happen to you and you didn't leave the home in the name of your spouse or added them to title, now
you've got a trust. We talk a lot about trust.
Correct. The spouse now has to go to probate. And probate is extremely expensive, time. In addition to them having to go through the grieving process and the mourning process and just everything that comes involved with someone passing, they now have to go through the courts and paperwork and have a judge tell them what they can do with their home.
Right.
That is theirs, but technically is not because they're not on title. So when you guys are buying a house, there is a form in there that does ask you, how would you like to hold title? And honestly, it's just a little checkbox, just a little check mark, and you get to choose your different items or your different vesting. And nobody's really reading this, and we can advise you how to do it. We can tell you what they mean, but if you're just going through check, 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 you're done, you got the house, and that's it. And you don't really know. So the biggest thing is putting it into a trust, which we advise for anyone, even if you put title properly with both spouses and you did it right, we still always advise a trust.
Because what if, I think the biggest thing with the trust is, say something happens to both people on title, then what happens? Well, who does the property go to, right? You can get really specific in a trust to who these properties go to. One of our clients who passed away, he's a single man, no children. So parents are elderly, aren't going to be going to probate. So now sister, who lives across the country, has to start the process and get this home for her brother, so it doesn't go back to the bank, basically, right? So it's yours. You've gone years paying for this. Another client of ours, the house is paid off. Husband died of COVID, and wife now has to go through. Luckily, we were able to, so this is important on calling us, is we were able to talk to our attorney, an attorney that we know, and she was able to give us some guidance as, we might not have to go through probate. There might be another form that we can do that's a lot less expensive, but you could avoid all of this by checking your title. So
one of the biggest things is when a house is now going through probate, everyone has to get notified. Family members, children.
Oh, this is so true.
Everybody. And people come out of the woodwork for money. Unfortunately, is the biggest truth. People just come out. And a home that, like you said, you've been paying on, it's your home, it's your family home, it's where you built your life. all of a sudden is now open to people who want to contest and say, well, I was promised this, I was promised that. Whether it be true or not, you got to go to court. You've got to have a judge review it and see what he's going to do. And that's just heartbreaking for somebody.
Right. Yeah, there is a review process, right, where it gives anybody who was connected to the individual on title a right to contest. So there may be that family, that really close family member that no longer talks. So say it's your parents' home and you have a sibling that no longer talks to anyone and it's been 30 years and you don't know where, Joe Schmo's at, and Joe Schmo comes out of nowhere saying, Dad and Mom told me they were going to give me that property.
Yep.
Well, guess what? You've added more time, and you still are responsible for the property during that time, right? You just don't ignore it. You still have to, maintain it if you are planning on doing something with it later. So all in all, I think our biggest thing that we want to help our clients with is to reach out to us. Even if you didn't buy the home through us, we can help you with our title company, find out how you hold title, and then give you references on what you could do to improve that title, right? To make sure that you are protected, God forbid anything happened to you or your loved one. So if you have questions about that, reach out. Joanna and I would love to help you and make sure that this does not fall burden onto your family the way we're dealing with other families.
Yes, absolutely.
Bye.